I think we might be.
Wah!
Uh-oh.
Run away! Run away!
We're streaming us staring at new mic setups and J-Man Weird here dying on Tomb Raider.
I'm getting out of here. I'm going for a swim. Uh-oh, I got myself caught in a place.
Plus and FM. I jumped up there and grabbed it and just pulled it out. Very decent FM radio without a cable. It's always like this.
Wow.
Just the wire up attached to the back of the antenna and see.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm just like trying to figure out. You're looking at the studio in the background, Studio B. We painted it half silver dollar gray, and we set up the mics, and we're going to do some more mic testing today. And there's going to be all kinds of things going on here. So we do have muffins here. So help yourself.
Those are for us, not for you.
The muffins.
I mean, unless you can reach through the stream and steal a muffin, then by all means.
You could try. I mean, nobody's watching at this particular time. But,
Nobody's watching at all.
I'm here. I'm watching it.
You're watching. Actually, I'm watching too. Well, there we go. There's 2 viewers.
Well, you're on the dashboard, so you're not.
How do I get rid of the pain and suffering?
Yeah. But I'm looking at it, so I still can. This is.
I'm killing you guys. That's all there is to it.
I'm always surprised when I touch something like this and it doesn't fall out of wherever it's attached to.
It's the exact same arm that I used for my mic setup.
Newer?
Those are monkey. Those are monkey
Not
arms.
the same brand, but it's the same style.
Same style, yeah.
They're monkey arms.
Yeah, I just got the newer ones.
Those were the least expensive ones on. Those were they were the least expensive ones. The newer arms were like $74 each.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's because
Those were $17.
You gotta go for the older ones, man.
Yeah. And where are you in this game?
I don't have a clue, but I'm.
Looks like he's in a tube that he's raiding. Wow, rude. Just this guy standing there minding his own business. You just walk up and just shotgun to the face.
So I started playing Soma last night. Soma, yeah, it's like a first-person perspective horror. Not even a shooter. I haven't picked up a single gun, and I'm quite a ways like into the first part of it. But it's like a psychological thriller.
Who's talking to us?
Survivor horror.
Good morning.
Draconis Firebrand.
Good
It's
morning,
our
Draconis.
favorite person.
Yeah, morning, headed to the coffee shop after a great gym day. What did I miss?
You didn't
Nothing.
miss much.
Well, you did.
You missed us saying hello.
And then us babbling about. What were we babbling about?
Why won't you turn?
Soma. I was actually just talking about playing the video game Soma. It's a first-person perspective shooter. I used the word shooter twice now in 10 minutes. It's not. It's like your character wakes up in this world. I don't want to spoil anything, but you've got like some kind of serious mental imbalance.
Well, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, and
I already know I'm crazy.
And I already know I have a serious mental imbalance.
It's good though. It's good if you turn the lights down low and. Definitely goosebumps.
I tell you what, Johnny and I played a game like that a while back, and it was about this little, I think it's a little girl that you play, or a little puppet or something.
Little Nightmares?
Little Nightmares, that's the one. Holy moly, we played that in the dark. I almost shit my pants.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I know, like seeing me shit my pants in real life.
You
Oh my
can almost
gosh!
hear the ratings out there going up. J-Man Weird shits himself.
Yeah, no, we played Little Nightmares in his room at night with the lights off, and I tell you what, we were frightened.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
So I have purchased I have purchased two computers of a certain name brand that a lot of people don't like, but I love them because it's of a particular large company that
HP.
Dell.
Oh. Well, actually, you know what? Dell is actually...
Alienware's
I
good.
love Dell.
Yeah.
But everyone just talks bad about it.
Yeah,
Makes me sad.
It's been my experience.
They have some of the
Every
best.
major
They have some of the best. I like their monitors.
They make a lot of stuff proprietary. Like their motherboards, they don't just use a standard motherboard and slot it in. It's built for their machine.
Yeah. They've always been custom business focused more than just the mainstream consumer.
Yeah, and coming from someone who manages a medium organization, Dell is fantastic.
Right?
Yeah,
They are
their
good
lease
for
options.
a lot of. You know what? A lot of large companies will use their.
Oh, we don't use the lease options.
No, you
Will
can't.
use their. They will actually use their monitors, but they
That's
won't
fair.
use the. They'll go with HP.
We only have 5,500 this year, and I'm terrified. That's not enough.
Yeah. That's not really a lot to work with. I don't.
When the boss talked about where we were making sacrifices to make sure that we didn't have to go start charging for library cards.
Right. You just put on the executioner's hood. You're like, I don't know who has to go first, but.
Well, the only thing that they cut was our cost of living allowance. That's the only thing she mentioned. She didn't mention that the tech budget also got cut. So
Oh.
I was like, I don't know how we're going to do all the things that we have to do tech-wise this year, but we're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
So what I have to do is see that dragon head? Where is it? It's on the other side here.
And how's Draconis doing?
I don't know. He never told me yet. So see that dragon head thing?
I do.
I have to spin that
looks like
around
a monkey
over to
head.
here,
Really a dragon.
but it won't move.
Have you tried pushing it really hard? Have you tried levers?
I have to break this stuff up.
Do you have a racket strap?
Never mind how to train your dragon. Let's talk how to 3D sculpt your dragon.
Well, how about 3D
That
sculpting
was not
xenophobes?
it. Too funny.
3D sculpting xenophobes on
So,
Creator
what we're
Crucible.
Right. The reason why I was talking about my Alienware computers. So Alienware computers are fantastic because they just have lights and they will go flashy.
Right.
That being said, my
They're
laptop,
pretty.
I updated it to Windows 10 and now it doesn't go flashy anymore. It makes me very sad.
Yeah.
I spent 3 hours on it and I still can't fix it.
I've armed myself with a Razer keyboard and Razer mouse. Everything's lighty.
Yeah, I just love RGB. If you don't like RGB, there's something wrong with you. Anyways, so I was playing The Never Ending Nightmare. It was a game and I had it on my laptop and I didn't realize at first that it turned all of my lights off. So I had all the lights off and I'm just playing in the game. The lightning flashed. All the lights on my computer, that includes my touchpad, my keyboard zones, and the lights on the back, all flashed white at the same time. Scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome, then.
Because you can give third-party support, or you can give third-party apps control of your lights.
That's amazing.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, no, that's great for games. Like I said, I'm playing this horror game, Soma. I just started that last night, and I have the lights dimmed down low. I had to put the headphones on because the speakers weren't doing it for the full immersive effect. But if I had my keyboard light up at me during those moments,
Right?
that'd be awesome.
Because all of a sudden it just makes your
Hi.
room a million times brighter, and you're just like, oh!
Who's talking to us?
Yeah. That's Draconis. Sorry, guys, my phone was switching over to my truck audio, so I missed what you guys said after I asked the question.
What
you
question?
I guess he didn't really. Well, he asked what he missed, and we told him pretty much nothing.
Well, we
Because
talked
you missed that part, too.
Yeah.
So rather than reiterate, we'll just continue on, and you'll have to catch the replay later.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
I am J-Man Weird. This is Kelly Arrows, and at Nariel the True, Dareth Hill.
Hello.
So are you guys excited about starting to play Dungeons & Dragons on a regular basis?
Dude, I have in the course of December, like when we stopped till now, I've played one game, and by played I mean I DM'd. and that's just not enough.
So
I've been
just
going
like-
through withdrawals. I mean, look at this, look at this,
Like-
look at this.
Get it in me.
Get it in my belly.
I mean, if I could get like an intravenous drip of Dungeons and Dragons, I mean,
You'd be in like Flint.
yeah.
Nice.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
Now you've played and beaten this game before, which is always awesome that to get lost not once but twice.
Right?
But I have to say, like, and I say this every time I see this game, this is incredibly detailed.
It's beautifully done.
Like, you could just sit here
So,
and watch somebody.
I know
play
what
this
I'm
and
supposed to
be
do. I don't know how to make that happen.
It's not like the older Tomb Raider games
Yeah.
because it's more open-worldly explory as opposed to solve the puzzly. However, a lot of people decry, it's terrible because it's not exactly like the old one. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
That is kind of the point.
Well, she doesn't have cone boobs anymore.
oh,
yes.
I know, and
That's
it's
a lot
like
of
sad.
things. They made her boobs smaller. Does that matter? I don't think that
It's not that they're
You know
smaller,
what I
it's
mean.
just that they're not cones anymore.
This is like Mystery Science Theater 2000,
Yeah, we need those old 50. She needs one of those old 50s cone boob bras.
right?
Yeah.
That you find like a secret item.
They were like
Why not?
the old Lara.
A gilded Mayan bra.
The old Lara was so hilarious. It
And,
was
and the
like,
twist
oh
on
my
that
gosh.
would be, the twist would be, it's made for the king because he had like serious he had not
Issues.
man boobs. He had the one step further than man boobs.
Yeah. Thankfully, I'm not to one step further yet.
I'm an A cup.
I'm a 0 cup.
I think I moved up to a B, but we don't want to talk about that right now.
I think I
So,
I had to look.
so I did bring show and tell today because I wanted to show off this really cool cushion.
We do have some show and tell.
Check this thing out. This is the Sacked
Official.
Kusa cushion. It's the official. And it looks like it's had a monster shredded on it. Or somebody shredded on it. I absolutely love it. So these are made by Kate Thibodeau from Akusa Cushions, KOUSA.ca. So it's not just a cushion though. It is an entire blanket
It's a binky with a place
inside.
to put your feet.
And I
Yeah,
can
that
buy
you can
these.
put your feet in, right? So you can like slide your feet inside the cushion, wrap yourself in a blanket, and essentially mummify yourself in front of
Your video games.
in front of playing Ultima 2 until like 3 in the morning.
And Seer, what I thought was you just put it over your head and just drift off to peaceful sleep.
Now that is, see, now you could do that. You could.
How do I do this?
Look at this. I mean, I'm not sure. This is like a +2 helm / cloak of pillowness. Now it also doubles as this, but it's not mandatory. I think that's just an optional feature. And then you can fold it back up and tuck it right in there, and it's good to go.
And can we buy this on the Sacked store?
You can buy this on the Kusa store, KOUSA or KOUSA.ca. I always get confused as to whether or not it's .com or .ca.
And how much would that set me back?
Those would set you back about $79 to $100, depending on which one you buy and what options you get with it. You can pick fabric, you can pick color, you can pick style.
Oh, it sounds like a steal of a deal.
It is. And if you don't like the sacked ones, you don't like the bloody ones, well, we have the sacked poster that you see behind you in the corner over there.
Can I see it?
We've
Oh,
also
I
got that pattern on there as well. So it's not something that we're selling, but you should definitely check them out. There's like a flavor of Kusa cushion for absolutely everybody. So that's my big plug. I wanted to show everybody that because it turned out so amazing and it looks
Looks
genuinely.
fantastic.
It looks genuinely
I want
cool.
one.
Yeah, it looks genuinely. This is the only one I have. Unfortunately, I would probably have them.
Steal one.
I would probably have them all over the place, except the girlfriend would be like.
Finally
"No,
figured it out."
It looks like a meat slaughter factory in here.
You should see the hoodie of the same style
Yeah, I should have worn the hoodie actually.
as well.
Yeah, I'll wear the hoodie next Saturday's show.
Well, we have another question from Draconis. This is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah. So I've got set up with Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I haven't really looked into it too much yet. Is it different than this game?
It's got pretty much the same core gameplay loop. I think it's just a different story, from what I can understand.
Coincidentally, I also just got Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think that's the title, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I think it comes before this game.
Holy smoke!
So I'll be trying out, and I've never played a single Tomb Raider. I think maybe 5 minutes at a friend's place playing the very first Tomb Raider back when she was like boxy and stuff. But I've never actually played a game through or anything like that, so I'm really excited to try.
I haven't played Rise, but I've played I got the definitive edition for Tomb Raider as well. This is go good.
Yeah, what's the definitive edition exactly?
It means it comes with all the DLCs and stuff. That's what a definitive edition is. It just comes with the DLCs, so you don't have to buy them separately.
Is that like a common term for anytime you see a game that's a definitive edition, it generally comes with it?
Unless you're buying it from Activision, yes.
Is there a jab at Activision there?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
How dare you release beloved remakes of games and then charge us for the DLC again?
Ooh.
12 years after you...
That just sounds like a really big faux pas.
What was it, Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2? The one that came with Infinite Warfare?
Yeah.
That you could only buy bundled with Infinite Warfare, and then you had to buy all the DLCs. Yeah, no.
Ouch.
There's a reason why I don't play Call of Duty anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It actually just got really small once you started stepping into Battlefield. I'm like running around in this little fort trying to kill people on Call of Duty, and it's, then you step into Battlefield, it's like, oh, I can hop in a plane, fly, parachute out, drop down, land, get in a tank, drive over here, blow something up.
Dude, I love Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah.
That was fantastic.
Loved it.
Oh, I was so good at being a medic.
Oh, shoot! Dang, nabbit!
Yeah, that is one thing I am not good at on Battlefield. I stuck with the engineer class, but...
Well, see, my trick was I was always playing with two friends, and they're really good at FPSs. So they were just sitting there, just, killing everybody, and I just run up behind. Here, have some morphine! Whack!
Yeah. Nice. So you're keeping the tanks alive.
Yeah, I'm terrible at first-person shooters. So that's why I always play the healer, is because I'm terrible at not being the healer.
Yeah, I do okay, but man, there's some people on there that you gotta wonder the time they spend to get that good. 'Cause holy cow, you see their scores, it's like 100 kills and 5 deaths.
Yeah.
And they haven't been busted for an aim bot.
Not yet.
There was a buddy I used to play Call of Duty Ghosts with, and we would play, and because he was trying to rank up for prestige classes more than anything, the easiest way to do that is domination matches. Well, of course, you get in there, and there's always those idiots who don't understand that if it's an objective-based game, maybe, capture the objective, and don't just sit there killing people the whole game. Right?
Yeah.
At least somebody on your team. Needless to say, I'm terrible at first-person shooters, but I always scored the highest on the team, because I would just slide into the objective and hide.
Yeah.
And just throw, little mine traps all over the place.
And then you get the conquest points, and you're good, right?
Yeah. And they're like, well, that's baloney. You got... Your KD is like -6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or your KD is like -16.
But you've got 30,000 points.
How do you have more points than me? Because I did the objective.
Yeah, and that's the same thing on Battlefield. Like, these maps have 6 or 8 different locations on the map that you're supposed to take over and hold those so that your tickets don't drop, and then the opposing team's tickets do drop. And the moment you get in a plane and you're flying around up there shooting on a helicopter, you're like, man, I've killed so many helicopters and stuff like that. Yeah, meanwhile, everybody's taking bases down below, and they're gaining massive points. So you got these guys that have 100.
So you gotta pour water into his bum.
Points less than everyone else.
Now you gotta run up there. It's about to
getting,
get very
wicked
real for her.
deja vu right now.
Here they come, brothers and sisters. Here it comes. This is just ugly as... I don't even remember how to do this.
Now,
Here they start to chase me.
Do you think they're surprised that she opened it? Or that...
It only took me 3 weeks to do it. I don't know.
Have you seen
Oh,
the Tomb
here
Raider
comes
movie?
Queenie.
Yeah.
Here
I
comes
haven't
Queenie.
seen it, but the casting that they did, the actress that they got to play Laura is like exactly
Look at those
who
teeth.
you have in there.
Right.
Wow.
That's a face only a mother could love.
Someone's got their lips ripped off.
Yeah, there was so many comments that could have been made there, and those were probably the
That
two
went well.
tamest ones.
That went really well.
Good on ya.
This is a family show.
Yeah. Wink. I mean, that face was up.
She was not, like- I mean, I wouldn't feed her to my pigs.
She definitely had a face for radio.
Video kill the radio star.
Isn't that the Buggles? That's who sings that.
But you know what? The internet star killed the video star and the radio star.
I mean, just the composition of that one element, that one scene, that one piece of art right there, probably.
Took forever, and there's people that are like, skip.
Yeah. Well, that's 17 people involved in this scene.
Normally, I don't have the volume up.
Incidentally, if you haven't seen the sacked day-night transition, definitely
Oh.
check that out.
Guys, I retweeted that like 3 times.
Yeah, it's like
It's
it's
pretty
coming out so beautiful. Every time I see it now, I just get like a little tear in my eye because it's
In your
coming out
beard?
way better
We're not
way
doing
better
coffee.
than we anticipated.
That's a very
It's somebody else's turn to play, and to have
Is
you,
that-
it's your turn to play, and
What?
it's your turn to do show and tell.
Oh, that's all I had.
It's
to
my
show.
turn to get up.
That's all I had to show.
No,
I can't
you get
play
to play.
this.
This is your game.
This is
This is
neither
not
one of us are
fair.
gonna- neither one of us are gonna have a clue where to go or what to do.
I don't even know the controls, man.
Yeah, we're here just as emotional support.
Remember,
for
I
you as,
play Xbox.
as you swiftly lose
Your
your mind.
sticks are in the wrong places, bud.
I got donuts or muffins. You want a muffin, Cal?
I kind of want.
How much were these, buddy?
$14.
Holy Dinah. Oh, this one's got a creamy in between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the carrot cake.
That is
Oh, I'm having that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Here you
I think there's.
I'm gonna steal this one
Is this also
because they called it cheesecake, and there's nothing better for someone who's lactose intolerant than cheese.
Man, that cream cheese icing coming out of that carrot cake really does like make me want to eat the carrot cake one. But I'm
Oh,
thinking,
watch this. I'm getting hacker slashed by the bad guys.
Right after Dracona said you can do it. Are we sure?
I can do it. I can do it. I feel good about myself. I'm going to get a PhD in Tomb Raider.
So when does SideQuest return?
Which, by the way, you called it Waterdeep Dragon Heist on the calendar.
Did I?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, on the Google Calendar?
Mhm.
I haven't even looked at the Google Calendar in like a week and a half because none of it's integrated with the website yet. The website has everything, but I couldn't get you to update that Google Calendar. So
I upgraded all my
I'm
stuff.
not updating all this stuff.
Which is fair.
So I think this is brand raising. I want to say that it is.
It's not brand anymore. It's some cheap derivative of brand.
Way to sell it for me.
They call it brand.
It used to be brand.
Raisin.
I remember when brand muffins at Tim Hortons were actually brand muffins.
Thanks for muffins.
You're welcome. I will pay you when we go upstairs.
I'm just.
Oh.
He's just the method of delivery. It's just like, do you want to have it in a needle or do you want to have it in a smoky?
Why not both?
Laura, you sure did tick some people off.
Oh, and we are starting a new Rifts game. I have not played Rifts in
What is Riffs?
25 years.
No, explain what Riffs is.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the layman's
Give me the lame.
noobs.
Give me the
version.
lame version. The lame version.
It's Earth. It's post-apocalyptic. Earth is fractured by ley lines, which are lines of intense magical energy. And I don't know if it's magical or it's some kind of like quasi.
Moro.
Yeah, Quasimodo. And essentially, there's every kind of character that you can want to be: a thief, a mech, a psionicist, you can be a fighter per se, but you can fight with sword, guns, biomechanics, all kinds of stuff. So it's like
You'd be tripped in the ribs.
it's like Blade Runner meets Altered Carbon.
Mm.
I don't know if anybody's seen
Yeah.
Altered Carbon.
I had to stop watching it. It started to get bad.
Yeah, it was a little bit much for me.
But anyway, it's kind of that era.
Mm-hmm. Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, world's all
futuristic.
screwed up, lots of conflict, lots of
Dystopian future.
dystopian future.
Look,
Cool.
I found a word.
Yeah.
It's multi-syllabic.
Syllabable. Syllabable.
Say that 5 times fast.
Multisyllabic, 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 multisyllabic.
Yeah, well, it's not quite the same as unique New York 3 times fast.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, New York.
And there we have it.
I applaud you for trying. You're a braver man than I.
Well, that's like this thing, like, the girls were like, oh, you can't pick up a chair and put your feet right up against a wall and then bend over and pick up the chair with a straight back. I'm like, what? Yeah, you can't do that, so I did it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't do that. I can do anything.
No, you can't do that. It's bad for your back.
No, actually, it's not. Anybody who tells you it is wrong.
Well, I suppose it's the same thing that people are climbing up to the top of really high places and taking selfies, say, right before they fall, but
It depends on how you do it. These people who don't know how to do back exercises are just driving me nuts. Strengthening your back.
in a 90-degree angle. It's like, this is great for your back.
Strengthening your back is actually good for you.
Yeah, it's why you start with.
So in SideQuest, Baldur's Gate, it's essentially a whole new chapter of this campaign's life, right?
Yep.
Very cool. And Lynette and Tyre joining us. Play that game.
And I promise at least some of it will be edited and thrown up on YouTube.
Ooh, nice. Doesn't Twitch automatically record?
It does.
Yes, but after 2 weeks, if you don't download and re-upload it,
Mhm.
it goes away.
But here's the problem we have with our Twitch account, guys.
What's that?
All of a sudden, we are unable to upload directly to our YouTube.
From Twitch.
From
But you
Twitch.
can download them directly from Twitch, correct?
I can.
So
And I can
it's just-
download them directly from YouTube as well.
So it's a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
of
not just us that's broken. YouTube broke it.
Where did Twitch break?
Oh, YouTube broke that?
Yeah, everyone on YouTube's been complaining about it for a while. So.
About not being able to upload from Twitch?
Correct.
Well, that just means that we've got to get the recorded campaigns, the live shots,
That's why we have to have...
and within 2 weeks, which means if you can't do it, let me know, and I'll hop on and pull off the side quest episodes and get them uploaded.
Yeah,
That way at least
the
there's
point is
some-
this,
Yeah,
they
I
have to be
I have
edited.
Downloaded, yeah, it's the editing that stops me.
Oh, that won't happen. Like if it's past episodes, no, I won't even edit future episodes. If you guys can't edit the episodes, then why even bother editing?
Only took me a year, man.
Yeah, but why even bother? Like some of it's so good.
Some of
Dakota
it's horrible.
says he would gladly pay us Tuesday for some Tim Hortons today.
Nice.
Thanks, Wimpy.
I have.
Bye-bye!
We have 3 muffins left for you, Draconis.
No, actually,
There's
we have
another
more.
box.
There's another box.
You got 2 boxes of muffins?
Well, yeah, he said a dozen, so I got a dozen.
Yeah, I was like, is there more people coming today?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm fat.
well, I like food. I definitely like food.
We have more testing to do today, so you
Right.
guys don't get to escape right away
Oh, fantastic.
after the
Wait,
show.
what?
Actually, we're going to go get the Elgato Stream Deck, and we're going to try out some of those icons and see if we can get...
Did you try some of them at all?
No, I actually got the mic, the mixer, I got all that set up for Studio C done, so you'll be able to see on Tuesday, 7 to 10 p.m., we'll be live streaming the first Rifts game. So we're just doing character creation. We might get into a little bit of the adventure, but I don't know anything about Rifts, so we're going to do a whole episode of...
To watch the replay on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole episode on what it's like to get into Rifts, what it's about, creating the characters, and delving into that world. So if you get a chance, tune into Take20 DnD.
What is she doing? I mean, they clearly don't work. Look at the dead man.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Oh, yes, this dead person has better gear than I... Are you sure? Because they're dead. You're
Yeah.
not.
Lara gets to respawn when she falls.
Oh, that's
Not to mention, can you imagine strapping on some old dead dude's gear? Like, oh, these pants feel snug. Like, a little moist.
What's in the tent?
A little moist.
Food.
Yeah, and I almost guarantee that.
Like, I want
past
to
the
crawl.
expiration date.
I want to crawl in the
It's
tent.
canned. They don't have an expiration date.
Wink.
Want to bet? Want to bet?
Anybody want to make a call-in chat? Stream Deck. Guys, do the Elgato Stream Deck app on an iPad. That's what I've been using to try and get mine up and running, and it's expandable.
Ooh.
Yes, but then you have to go Apple.
As opposed to
Coincidence,
pear?
I've already gone Apple.
Oh.
Welcome to the dark side.
Do we have a moment of silence for Derek?
I would like to point out that the iPad is the best tablet, so don't at me, bro.
Yeah.
And personally, I find iPhones to be better than Androids.
Yeah, you know what? I have no
Except for the fact that the last operating system update, the
I-
last OS update, took away my little magnifying glass when I'm trying to scroll. I have fat fingers, Apple.
Oh, yeah, that seems like a weird thing to take off. But I have no relevant experience to even have an opinion between the tablets. I haven't used an iPad yet. I've heard they're really good. I've heard that.
And from a tech help standpoint, Android can die in a hole.
Oh,
Because
not bad.
every manufacturer
Something
has 17 different versions of Android for their 57 phones.
Okay,
So I sit down and I'm like, okay, so what version of Android are we using today? KitKat, cool.
Yeah.
Which version?
You know what I like though is
26.
being able to put my files on my device and take my files off my device without having that device tell me what my files should or should not be.
You
No
know,
Android.
they fixed that, right?
What, Apple did?
Yeah, you've got the Files app now.
Wait, how long did it take Apple to finally fix that
You're right.
giant
You're right,
moronic
because
dilemma?
why should we close security holes?
Well, it's not necessarily a security hole. It's my device.
you know what a security hole is? People who don't know what they're doing when they're on,
When they're playing Tomb Raider.
when they're on. Not that
Shots
too.
fired.
That
Do
too.
something like that, don't you? Oh, have anybody seen a preview for Bill and Ted's
Yes.
new adventure?
Yeah, it was horrible.
You seen the pictures or the
Um,
trailer?
The picture and something video, but I don't know if it was the trailer.
Okay, there's a fake one that was going around that was pretty bad.
Well, the fact that I'm sorry, the fact that there's one at all drives me wild.
Well, I hope it drives you wild in a good way. Like
No, I'm sick.
Oh.
The first one was great.
Extreme.
The first
Just
one was
like,
great.
don't
The
have
second
it
one
back,
sucked
like,
balls.
Extreme.
The first one was great. The second one sucked balls.
Yeah.
And don't even tell
Oh,
me about
come
the
on.
third
The
one.
second one had death in it, though.
No, it was stupid.
Death was awesome.
Come on, Dad! Like, I had to see it because I saw the first one.
It was actually a pretty good late 80s Keanu that you just threw out there, impromptu. Almost hit the right pitch.
Yeah, I know, right? Ah!
I don't think you were supposed to go down.
No, I didn't want to.
Yeah, and that was definitely
I didn't
not
want
the
to
right
die.
pitch for Lara falling to her death.
No, more like, oi, 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 oh. My name's
the
Jurgen.
Wilhelm scream.
I'm Jurgen.
Oh, my wind is.
Awoo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out a spot in SACT to insert the Wilhelm scream. I mean, it's got to be in there somewhere.
I love the Wilhelm scream.
I can't even do it without my voice cracking.
They've got a bunch of them in Borderlands.
You know
I
what?
love it.
You know what?
So-
That'll go away when you hit puberty.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually. All I can do is hope.
Shots
There's
fired.
one mission in Borderlands. There's one mission in, I think it's either Borderlands 2 or the pre-sequel, where there's one guy, and your quest is to shoot him in the face, and he Wilhelm screams when you shoot him in the face. It's
Oh, wow.
hilarious. I love it.
I will helm repel, but I am not climbing on the
I mean,
rock.
I will
I
say
will
this
swing.
for Lara's intestinal fortitude, because I would have pooped at least twice in the last 5 minutes of this adventure.
Well, that's the thing.
I pooped before you guys got here.
Yeah, no, I
She's
mean,
already
like,
pooped.
in the adventure, not here, but that was some good intel.
Yeah, she starts her poop, or she starts her adventure by pooping, so she doesn't poop during the adventure, because then that's just awkward.
Oh, right. That's like going on a vacation, you know, where suddenly you just don't.
Pooping is good.
Yeah, well,
Well,
we're gonna try and steer the conversation away
towards pooping. What's wrong with pooping?
Yeah,
Everybody poops.
Three guys in a room, a conversation bounds to drift towards poop or something of that nature. What is going on?
We're playing video games. We're talking about role-playing games.
No, we're talking about poop.
Yeah.
And we're talking about pooping. And as an almost 50-year-old, it's an important subject.
Yeah. Oh, you just dated yourself online.
Do you know I turned 25 this year? I'm
Yeah.
old.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. You could be my own kid.
Yeah.
I know.
Gross.
I turned 46 this year. This is the year I turned 46. So.
And you could be my cousin.
Nephew, maybe.
Yeah, we were just sitting on the couch, and my roommate turns. She looks at me. She says, "You know, we turned 25 this year. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Well, why would you bring this up?
Hey.
We're enjoying some lovely television."
25 is
actually good.
awesome.
Yeah, 25 is actually literally, and
I wish it
think
was
it's the
25.
universal date where the head comes out of the asshole. Like, literally, just for the human species in general, 25 is where it starts. Like, it happens earlier or later.
Are
Don't
you
get me
saying
wrong.
something here?
But I'm saying the general consensus about 25 was when my
Should I
head
be offended?
started to come out of my ass.
I feel like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Let's see. I'm a millennial.
I had
Something
kids
don't
by the
like,
time
I'm
I was
offended.
25.
Yeah. Triggered. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
getting on
kids by
Twitter.
the time I was
Yeah.
25, so...
It's like, wait, are you filming me? Yes, I'm filming you saying this terrible thing. Holy.
I did that
A
on
word to the
purpose.
wise: you can't grab onto waterfalls.
I had hoped you would hit water at that point. But there was none forthcoming.
So you get to watch me do it again.
Yes.
I really have to finish Alien Isolation. That's what I need to do.
I'm just gonna casually walk over this way.
There's a spot to sit there, buddy. Have a
And
seat.
I'm gonna take out
And
my
then I'm
phone.
going to move to the center. I need some more of my muffin.
Do we have any more of those muffins?
Yeah,
I need to put on a few more pounds. I'm only 200.
Are you going for round 2 of the carrot cake muffin?
Yes, I am the carrot muffin man.
I think we got 3 carrot cake muffins.
Oh yeah, I'll do that again. I am so doing this again.
Super good.
What's that, Jerkonis? What did you say? Who's watching chat?
Hey, D&D today. Rempire 1.
Hey, yes, D&D today. Rempai 1. Good to see.
Yeah, I'm glad Draconis agreed with me that Apple was an evil empire.
Oh yeah, it's an evil empire.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to computers,
Hell yeah,
Like-
Greeks from Europe?
Yes.
computers are where I like to be able to touch everything. So imagine.
Thanks for coming out, brother.
But with my phone,
It's good to have you here.
I like to have updates that occur, for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Like if you grab a 5-year-old iPhone, you can still use it and be up to date with the. You can usually be up to date. Fairly
Unlike
good
their
with modern
laptops.
things.
Yeah. Oh, what do I have after 4 years? A brick. Thanks, Apple.
Whereas with Android, if you buy a flagship, you can get 2 years. If you don't buy a flagship, you get maybe 6 months.
And
of
if you know what you're
security.
doing technically, you'll get
And if you
like
have-
10 years out of either one of those devices.
I'm talking about this from a consumer standpoint.
Oh yeah, you're done.
From a tech standpoint, I don't want to put the effort in, so that's why I go with that.
And if you have any problems, you go with Buddy from New York City on YouTube, who knows how to fix that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would absolutely send my stuff to him and pay all the shipping. And Apple has seriously threatened to sue that guy more than once
Oh yeah.
well, yeah,
For showing
because
what
he's
they don't want him to show.
the show
yeah.
and showing
Apple is
people how
under
to.
attack in the United States for the right to repair.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
really stupid. Trying to monopolize an entire industry.
They're not the only ones doing it. Have a look at Disneyland, guys. Disney owns everything.
It's true. Disney does own everything. If you're out there,
Not
Disney,
everything.
though, we love you. We love you.
Please
We
own
do.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to own us, Disney, you're more than welcome.
I'll join your empire.
Yes, I will come to the dark side.
So, Rempai 1 wants to know if we're doing D&D today. We are not.
We are doing D&D Thursday, but it will be very late in Europe for you.
Yeah, it's 6:30 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. starting on January 9th.
I believe Greenwich
And depending
Mean
where
Time is
Greenwich Mean Time is 7
11.
hours ahead of us.
Yeah, so I think that's 11.
11 p.m.
No.
Start time?
Yeah, 11:30.
6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30.
Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
there is some
I'm
really
just
wicked
kidding.
games coming up. Our little D&D game. You want to give us a quick recap on where our characters are in that game?
All right.
We're
In
about
a-
to explode.
No, in our well, that's almost true. The gang has recently invaded the Doom Vault in search of a phylactery for a Lich Queen, in concert with some rebel red wizards who are trying to locate and destroy the phylactery of Zastem.
Like Red Wizards of Thay, Red Wizards?
Yes, rebel red wizards of Thay, actually.
Okay.
These red wizards, unbeknownst to the party, are actually working with the Cult of the Dragon. But the party doesn't know that. Anyway, the long and the short of it is...
Spoiler alert.
the long and the short of it is, the gang has infiltrated the Doom Vault, gotten through the Temples of Extraction, entered the Phylactery Vault proper, destroyed the Lich Khazet Ghul, have collected his phylacteries laying on the floor,
Multiples.
7 of them, 6 or 7, I can't remember. Anyway, the long and the short of it is, they have inspected all the vaults, destroyed all the gargoyles that are on those vaults that they've inspected. They haven't inspected all the vaults, I shouldn't say that. But all the vaults they've inspected, they've released the gargoyles on the front of the doors, destroyed them. The last vault they actually entered, they think it's the vault they need. And that's where we ended the last episode.
See?
They were standing around trying to decide whether they were going to turn off this vault's protection around the phylacteries, because once they do, they know
We have
that
to get out of
the,
town fast.
the actual vault, the phylactery vault, the whole place is going to come in on them.
Right.
So they're in a sepulcher right now that holds the phylacteries of at least one of the liches they need the phylactery for, and they're pretty sure it's the one they need for Jin, the Lich Queen.
Yeah, so looking forward to catching up with that. So Thursday, 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for that one.
And if you want to actually see the episode 74, you can see it on YouTube. You can listen to it on Podbean or any of the fine podcatchers out there. Episode 74 is on all of them. All of our episodes are on podcast. You can see them all or listen to them all on podcast. So
And they're all on the Take20 D&D site. So take20dnd.com.
Yep.
If you go there, you can catch all the episodes. Just scroll down the homepage, our little D&D game, and you can click there and catch the latest episodes.
absolutely.
So I promise at the very least, the first episode of season 2 for Side Quest will actually be edited and uploaded in those places too.
Yes!
The goal is to have the rest from here on out, and to at some point do the backlog. But
You can hear the side quest episodes. I think 1 character creation,
we
1
have
and
up
2
to episode 4,
on.
YouTube and Podbean.
Is it okay?
Well, I think you put it up there.
I
I
did
gave you
put
the
some-
audio for 'em.
I put something up. I don't remember what.
Is that the Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty?
Yes, this is Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons. So this is Dungeons and Dragons Rick edition. I got this for Christmas from my lovely friend. He is a wonderful person, and I love him. And he makes lots of money, so I'm really glad he buys me cool things.
That is...
He wanted
Nerd.
to play the campaign, so he gave me his DM a campaign to play. So you
You're a
know,
nerd.
And it's like a whole box set and everything?
It's
Like
a whole box set,
hardcover?
yep.
Is that
So-
hardcover?
no, it's a paperback.
No, the other one in the box.
No, it's paperback.
Okay.
So it comes with
The way
a
books
rule
ought to
book.
be.
So it's basic rules that have commentary from Rick on them. There's the Lost Dungeon of Rickedness, Big Rick Energy. It also comes with a crappy little cardboard
DMs?
DM screen. It doesn't have anything fancy on the DM side, other than different art. But it's just the Dungeon Master screen reincarnated. It comes with pre-made characters. We'll talk about those because they're hilarious. And it also comes with a standard 11 piece dice set.
Is 11 piece standard?
Well, it's a standard 11 as opposed to the standard 7. So the standard 11 is 4 d6s and 2 d20s, as opposed to the standard 7 where you get one of each of those. But something I want to point out in the Rick and Morty rulebook, other than Rick's just going through there and just making fun of you pretty much all the time, is a surprise table. So if you want to surprise your players, you can roll a d12 and pick a random surprise, such as a ghostly hand appears and slaps a random character for 2d4 bludgeoning damage. If this kills them, they rise as a spectral presence that follows the group, endlessly slapping them as well. Or another one. 2 flame skulls fly in, accompanied by loud heavy metal music. They attack. Or point at the character who last spoke. Their left foot has fallen asleep, causing them to suffer -1 dexterity for an hour. Every magic potion the party carries is turned to spoiled milk. A lone flame skull flies in, looking for his 2 friends who ditched him on the way to a heavy metal concert. He's confused and angry and also attacks. The party hears scraping noise coming from a nearby wall. Make it seem important to the story. Use this noise to focus the group and lead them into the next encounter. A random character vomits up an ochre jelly.
Nice.
Describe the burning sensation as it erupts from the character's feeble mouthful. Make the party regret ever wasting your time. Something gold and shiny catches the eye of the party member. What is it? Whatever you want. Pick a random character. Tell them their esophagus is cursed.
I like how they just have random. Life's a tightrope, Morty.
Yep. There's a lot of excellent jokes from Rick in here. I recommend getting it just for Rick's commentary.
Are they
if you're a
jokes
fan.
or on-point criticisms of the entire human race and commentary on the socioeconomic
This
value
guy
of
is like
humans as nothing?
listening to my womb.
Depends on the...
Look at, he's like
Okay,
listening to
buddy.
my womb. He's
Have
like,
some personal space. Wow.
your baby, my baby is in your womb. I am listening to it.
What is going on right there?
I don't know, but he was listening to the baby in my womb.
Now, what I really like, too, about this is D&D Rick the Edition has a new damage type I just came up with. It's called Shut Up Damage. No saving throw, no resistance. Hits the character right in the breadbasket, makes him fold over like Jerry after realizing his marriage was a meaningless sham.
Right? But Jerry, we find out in season 2 that Jerry's marriage isn't a sham.
Yeah, when they go to the marriage counseling planet, or the...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but have you seen season 3?
yeah, it gets terribly wrong from there. It's most definitely a sham.
It's a sham.
Shamalama ding dong, buddy.
Sham-lam dam dam.
Alright, there's
Wham,
also a
wham,
critical
wham.
fail condition table that this has added in. So, Rick says, notice that there aren't any critical fails here in the rules. That's because the math is completely ridiculous. So, critical fails are a thing that aren't actually in the proper rules. It's just a thing that every DM house rules because, well, it's fun. If you don't like it, shut up and get away from my table. But a critical fail condition table has some excellent critical fails for just the most random. Why don't you turn the subtitles on?
Nope. Go on. I'm listening.
So with the critical condition fail table, one of them is if you made this roll during an attack, you just hit a random character with a double critical damage instead. If this roll was non-combat, you're so angry at fucking up that you attack a random character with a primary weapon in frustration. Or my favorite one, give the die that made this roll to another player at the table. They must use this die for the rest of the game session. Every time they roll it, they have to say, bad die, bad!
Even
Or-
if it rolls good?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Another one is roll twice for the surprise table earlier in this chapter. Ooh, so when you screw up, you screw up bad.
Yeah.
Or if you get a 4 on the condition table, it's terrible. All your magic items turn to non-magical versions of the same stuff.
Yikes.
Oof.
That's like pulling a shite card from the deck of many things.
No, that's like one of the tamer ones. for the deck of many things.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I mean, you can literally just trap your entire party in a void.
Yeah.
And just.
Or your soul in a void, and you just walk around a soulless husk.
What I really like here too is that you get a paper cut. If you fail a Constitution save, you lose 1d6 hit points from blood loss at the start of each of your turns for the next 1d6 rounds.
Wow.
The other thing to note here is that it says hint points. There's a typo.
Ooh, that is a good one. Collector's item instantaneously.
The weapon or item you were using when you made this crappy roll catches on fire. Throw it away or take 2d10 fire damage while it smolders.
Nice.
Whatever you were doing when this roll took place just became a comedic pratfall that hits you in the junk. Take bludgeoning damage, and if you had a point of inspiration, it's now gone. You're so angry at your stupid mistake that an important grouping of blood vessels in your brain bursts. Permanently lose 1 intelligence and your sense of smell.
Wait a minute, I did that a long time ago when I
Yeah,
became a
that
welder.
could be good and bad.
I did that when I became a welder.
Your roll was so bad that you forsake the gods. If you're a cleric, you poop yourself every time you cast a spell until you finish a long rest.
One way or the other, this episode's going to poop.
Yep. But the final one, it's just terrible. If you get 12 on the critical fail condition table, your internal organs are replaced with stinging bees. Instant death. No saving throw.
Hey, that's not bad. You get instant death, not the, slow.
Agonizing.
Yeah, agonizing death.
One thing that I really like here, too, is that in the rules, it crossed off rewards and just wrote loot over top of it.
So
I have 4 skill points to spend.
So what's going on today? What are you doing today? What are you up to today? What's everyone up to today?
I'm buying alcohol today.
Oh,
For what?
To drink.
I'm actually sculpting a xenomorph. I'm going to finish that up this afternoon.
We're going to do some testing after this.
Some audio testing.
Yeah. Audiometric testing.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new mics set up. I don't know if I think you can see behind me right now, but there's a whole new mic set up in Studio B. And so we're looking forward to getting cleaner sound and hopefully a bit less hiss by next episode.
Okay, so D&D Rick Edition.
There will be hiss in the next episode.
And if you don't like it, tough. In D&D Rick Edition, it's based on 5th edition D&D. And there's a note in here. Back in my day, we had Thaco, Morty. It was honestly crazy, but I loved it. You really don't want me to try and explain it, though.
Why not?
I'm just reading the book.
Shots fired at 2nd edition.
That goes beautiful.
Thaco's dumb.
You're dumb.
Yes.
Round 1. Fight.
Ting ting.
Finish it.
I haven't read this far. Ooh,
I get an upgrade.
goodness.
Yay! I just upgraded my shotgun.
It's a hell of a barrel on that thing. Good for those long range.
I still can't
interventions.
upgrade my knife. Because I don't have the right knife.
Like, is that you in the costume?
Yeah, that's Lara.
What's with the headdress?
It just makes me more beautiful.
Oh, I see.
Look at this guy. I want to show you something. Check the booty out on him.
That's
It's pretty sad.
it's a good thong for sure.
It's pretty sad is what it is.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You just made me think of Borat. And mankinis.
Oh wow. The eyes, the mind eyes.
I tell you what,
just had breakfast, man.
go to any beach anywhere in the world, and you will see old men in this.
Well, that's
Right there. You'll see
right
old
here
men in
live.
that.
That's the end of beaches for me.
You'll see old men in that. Right there.
No, you won't.
Yes,
No,
you will.
won't.
Yes, you will.
No, they won't be wearing anything.
Oh no, they wear Speedos, man. On the beach. Every male, European male out there wears a Speedo on the beach.
Banana hammock.
And many of them don't even have a banana.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I'll bet you can pinpoint in this episode exactly where the conversation took a turn.
Where it went off the rails.
Yeah, it's somewhere around Manthong and Mankini.
I think I should go home.
Why?
You guys are way off the beaten path here.
What? We're talking about video games in the video game industry and role-playing games. Keep reading Rick and Morty.
Here's a short little comic. Rick is leaning over to Morty. There's a reason we're not playing Magic the Gathering, Morty. Don't let anyone try that shit or they'll get hooked. Okay? Trust me, I know from experience.
You sound exactly like Morty.
Yeah, I've practiced my Morty more than I'd like to admit.
In the shower, over breakfast, while driving.
You don't want a spellbook, Morty, trust me. Throw it on a USB so it's easier to keister in your butt of holding.
See? I'm not the one who went off the rails. You are.
Awesome.
Anything can be a torch if you try hard enough. Actually, you don't even have to try that hard. It's fire, Morty.
I'm gonna let
Even
this
you
guy
can
go.
figure this one out. Literally humanity's first invention, Morty.
That synopsis that you gave everybody on our little D&D game,
Yeah.
You're going to type that today? That'd be amazing if you could just type that today.
No,
Today.
No. I already did it.
No way.
Yeah, it's
Did
already
you?
up.
Oh. Where is it up at? On our little D&D game? On
It's
Take20
on Take20TV.com.
Eat my sparkly ass. I just looked over here. That's the first words that I read.
My sparkly ass.
Eat my sparkly ass.
Read more.
Prepared spells. I think they ditched that.
So, reading in the prepared spells, it says the number of spells a caster can have fixed in mind at any time is shown on the character sheets. So if you're like a cleric or a wizard, you can prepare your spells, right? So Rick over here says, prepared spells? This is a feeble attempt to try and impose some kind of cap on wizardly supremacy. If I'm ever a player at your table, you can ignore these limits. They're unnecessary.
Hey, Renpai says he's got a mankini like in Borat.
Okay.
Sorry to bring it back to that, but I just got the chat here. Oh, thanks, Senpai. Thanks for keeping it real. Real European. You'd freeze your ass up here in one of those.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, but right under that prepared spells, because you notice how he said, if I'm ever a player at your table, you can ignore these limits. They're unnecessary. However, down at the bottom, as he's taking a swig of his
Look at
flask,
all
he
these
says,
dead bodies.
"When I'm the dungeon master, though. It's different, Morty. I'm not going to let some dweeb ruin my game thinking outside the box and being clever with his powers. So I watch spellcasters like you watch those women on the shampoo commercials."
So yeah, we'll test out the sound, and then we'll get. I'm gonna head back to my place and flick on the studio sound session there for a little Creator Crucible. Carve me an alien, and then I'm gonna work on a little bit more on the website, and then spend the rest of my evening working on SACT.
So you're coming over to do sound checks, right?
When?
Right now, after the show?
Yeah, did you miss the first part of that whole sentence?
No.
Ah, I think
I
you did. It was the part about me
don't
testing
remember.
sound afterward.
You know what? I don't remember this part of the game. I don't remember this at all.
So it's talking about spellcasting durations, and it says instantaneous. Many spells are instantaneous. The spell harms, heals, creates, or alters a creature or object in a way that can't be dispelled because its magic exists only for an instant. So only for an instant is highlighted, and there's a note from Rick here. According to your mother, this duration is also known as Jerry in bed. Yeah, I didn't want the visual either, Morty. Sucks for us.
That's hilarious.
I have to read this.
Proficient Yucatec monolith? Why would it say proficient? I'm
Can't decipher it.
Well, I'm trying to decipher the use of the word proficient in describing that monolith right now. What about it is proficient?
Is proficient in being tall.
I'm just inspecting all your guys here, guys.
Is it like a level 4 monolith? It's
There are some monoliths here I cannot read, and they're
That
like
are
level
not as
2, level
proficient?
3, level 4.
Oh, Rick's gone through and he's ranked the spells in the spell lists.
yeah, I see that.
That's
Jerry
hilarious.
spell for charm person.
Is it a Jerry
Yeah.
spell? For
Yeah.
real?
Jerry spell. Sleep
Jerry's
is man.
awesome.
Thunderwave. Yes. Rumble.
Do you know who plays Jerry? Who the guy is?
Yeah, the same guy who plays what's his name in Archer?
Yay! Guess his name.
I don't remember.
The guy who plays.
I want to say Chris Parnacki, but that does not sound right.
Chris Parnell.
Parnell. I was
You
close.
got it right. As far as I'm concerned, you got it.
Oh,
Parnacki,
Cyril.
Parnell.
Right.
Yeah, Cyril.
And he
That's
got his girlfriend was
Aisha Tyler.
yes, who plays
Lana.
yes, who is the most awesome character on that whole show next to
Literally,
Archer.
I'm
Yeah.
watching Archer.
Aisha
yesterday.
Tyler is also on Criminal Minds. She's actually in Watch Dogs 2.
And I
Yeah.
guess
No.
she has her own talk show. Or
No,
had?
she's in Watch Dogs 1. My bad. Yeah, Aisha Tyler's done some pretty cool things.
She's awesome. She's great at voiceover. Like,
Okay, I have to go back to the monolith now.
I love the dialogue between her and John H. Benjamin.
Yes. Who plays
Archer.
Archer? What other character does John H. Benjamin portray in another animation?
Bob's Burgers.
There you go.
He also does the convenience store clerk in Family Guy.
He does?
He does.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Family Guy actually made fun of it when they brought in Archer, Bob from Bob's Burger, and him all in the same room. They're like, we sound the same. This is weird.
That's funny when they did the same thing with the doctor and Lois's
Oh,
father.
yeah,
like,
in the,
they say
the
we
shop.
sound the same. I don't hear it.
You know what? Maybe it's better for us all if we're not all in the same room together.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the bottom. So I'll put these in the loop for now. Get the loop inside.
Family, yeah, Danger Zone. Family Guy too. Yeah.
I'm going to go through some of the character sheets because they have some hilarious things. Most of the character sheet doesn't, but personality traits, ideals, bond, and flaws, they have some.
Those are the pre-prepared ones?
Yeah, these are the pre-made character sheets. So Jerry plays Kier Bravin, who is a half-elf wizard. His personality trait is, I'm finally smart enough to realize I'll never be good enough. His bond is, I'm finally courageous enough to fight for friends and family. His flaws, no matter how hard you try, you lose everything you love. Morty is a half-orc rogue named Keth Silverstone. His personality trait is, I have trouble saying no to pretty girls and mad scientists. His ideal is, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. His bond is, you know what? What's mine's actually mine. Give it back. His flaw is, I have problems trusting my allies. So on the back, no, it just talks about other stuff. Beth plays a wood elf cleric that goes by the name of, well, it's long. Her personality trait is, once abandoned yourself, you would never abandon someone who needs your help. Her ideals is, I believe in my heart that I'm meant for great things. The bond is, all life is precious and should be preserved, especially horses. Her flaw, I have blind faith in nigh omnipotent father figures.
These character sheets actually look really good. Like, I don't know if you can show that to the screen, but
I mean, I can, but
they're nice.
yeah.
They're
You can
pretty-
get up close.
Yeah, that
Nobody
requires
wants to
standing
do
up.
that.
Then we have Meatface. It's just a character built for this, not a character in the show.
Face.
Meatface. He's just a human fighter, just a random guy. I like the sound of snapping bones. It relaxes me. His ideal is, I must find the temple of the golden chicken. There, the curse of my family can be lifted. His bond is, my great axe is a family heirloom and is by far my most precious possession. Flaws, I have anger issues.
Do you think that Meatface was like that was a given name, or that he inherited that? Do you think his
I think
parents
he
were
earned
like?
it.
You don't think the parents were like, let's call him Meatface?
Summer plays Ari Strongbow. She's a half-elf fighter. Don't forgive. Don't forget. Ideal is, I will have vengeance for my brother's murder and the betrayal that caused it. Bond, you aren't worth the cost of the arrows it would take to kill you. Flaws, I'm kind of a drama bomb. And then we're back to Jerry. So there you go. That's a bunch of hilarity from Rick and Morty and D&D.
The Rick edition.
Yeah, the Rick edition. Now let's pull out the campaign. Because the campaign's got some jokes in there too. It's all gold. It was an awesome Christmas present. Introduction.
Ooh, maps.
Yeah, it's got a map. A singular map for the whole dungeon. And unfortunately, because it's the way it's bound,
It's very 1980s.
It is very 1980s.
Thank God.
Here we go. The Lost Dungeon of Wickedness. It goes without saying, but this is a great dungeon. How did the characters get here? Who cares? They're here now, and that's enough to deal with without dwelling on the past.
my mom's dead. My dad's dead.
Straight delivery.
Maybe this is all a bad dream or some hallucination brought on by eating gnarly shrimp. Are there safe places to take rest? That's up to you. Although I say no rest for the wicked. What about the treasure the characters find here? Can they sell it anywhere? Are there things to spend their gold on? To that I say, isn't the acquisition of treasure the best part? Translation. There aren't any weird underground dwelling vendors here? No. But if the characters are persistent, maybe some of these dank-ass dungeon denzians will deign to deal.
Ass dungeon denizens. Nice.
General features. Unless otherwise noted, the dungeon is well lit by magic. I'm getting into that the wizards. I'm getting into that wizards did it bullshit right off.
Wizards always do something. Wizards always stick their nose in something they shouldn't ought to stick their nose into. Ask Rob, who plays Quill.
Yep.
The Sturge room. This room is dark
Hey,
and
cat.
smells of a pet
Come
store.
on.
It's all wood chips and warm poop down here.
Come on,
A bunch
Ezio.
of bats flap around the room.
Hey, everybody, say hello to Ezio.
Hi, evil.
So, just so everybody watching knows, the last time I tried to pet this cat, it almost ate me.
Same.
Yeah, so now I don't.
And then
try
one
to
day
pet
it rubbed up against my leg and
Can I
then
have kisses?
decided, and then realized
Can I have
who I
kisses?
was and then
You just
attacked
wanna do
me.
Yeah,
I almost lost my testicles. It was not fun.
yeah,
Please,
I
man.
just refuse to pet it.
Do you like murder?
Here's a fun
You-
note.
you-
What if they die? First of all, if the characters die in the dungeon, great. Working as intended. Second, if the characters die, the players also die in real life.
Working as intended.
Third, that was a joke. Dead players are fun for nobody. How are you supposed to lord your powers over corpses? Anyway.
Easy. You should just play What About Bob?
Yeah.
There's a room in here that
You mean
makes
Weekend
a
at Bernie's?
callback.
Weekend at Bernie's. Sorry, yes. But what about Bob?
It's
Same.
amazing that I got what you were meaning from this and
And the wrong name.
and the wrong name. Yeah.
And then unfortunately all the monsters have the same pictures from the
Oh, no,
monster
that's
manual.
nothing wrong
What?
Yeah. It's all just
with that. Oh, that's okay. They all look like that. Definitely looks like it belongs to Rick and Morty, and so does that, but not this.
yeah.
That does. That does.
That
That does.
art for the ghoul is amazing.
Right?
Mimics ghouls. Hey, we have one of those flaming skull things inside too.
Dungeons is Dragons. Ooh, there's things
Oh,
at the
that little
end.
dog.
Oh, that's the boss room. That's not.
What happened
not
to
spoilers.
what happened to Rick's wife?
We don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know if they touched on that story very much. And which Rick are you referring to? Because there's a multi-dimensional, unlimited multitude of
The
Ricks.
original one.
Define original.
We're gonna get into a whole quantum thing right now that you can't.
I'm doing this.
Do you
Yeah.
mean like
No, I'm
Rick
not-
from
I'm not here.
C-137? Or
So Rick from C-137. Yes.
All right,
we don't know.
way to narrow it down.
Also, this is from
That's a buttless room.
Right there.
yeah, the Chapel of the Butler's Room. It's a thing. But
there's a
my
big but.
favorite, my favorite thing is the Mimic Room. A treasure chest sits innocently atop a pedestal in the center of an otherwise empty room. That's it. That's the whole room description for this one. Looks like this is just a nice reward for all your hard work.
Because those always come very, very frequently in dungeons. So.
Psych! It's a mimic. It's always a mimic. As soon as a character moves within 5 feet of the pedestal, a big sticky purple tongue bursts out of the chest and it's go time. Mimic has only 15 hit points when the fight starts, but that's not so bad. But wait, there's more! Another mimic! When the chest mimic is killed, the pedestal suddenly shoots an equally nasty tongue out of its mouth. Because, uh-oh, it's a mimic too. This one has 18 hit points, and that's when it starts. Ha ha! Another mimic! As the second mimic collapses into a heap and the characters think they're safe, wouldn't you know it, part of the floor reveals itself to be another, even bigger mimic. This 10-foot by 10-foot mimic appears beneath as many characters in the room as possible and gives them a big, nasty lick across the toes. It has the statistics of a normal mimic with these changes. When the characters head back out of the room, ask everyone to make a perception check as they close the door. But don't explain why. There's no reason. It's just a door.
Wink.
I know I'm going to do a mimic at some point, but it's going to be... You're going to love it. Okay.
Oh, what I really like here is that there's one room, and there's some minor doom. Everybody currently standing in the room is now nude. Where'd your stuff go? That's your problem now, champ.
What an awkward situation.
Yeah, so...
Like, seriously, hella awkward. What do you do with that one? Is this all gold?
Yeah.
Why don't you just, like, hack a brick of that stuff off and just get the out of Dodge?
Yeah, well,
Right.
I'm trying to save the world at the same time, right?
Oh, no, you know, it'll probably take at least your lifespan before it falls into complete disorder.
What are you doing?
He's hitting the bong. Looks like he's smoking the peace pipe.
Yeah, that's the Mayan vape.
The Mayan vape, yeah.
There's a magic mouth room, and it's lovely. I love it. This rectangular room conveniently conforms to a grid for easy map making. On the north wall is a big orange mouth, about 8 feet high. Yeah, it's gross and weird. There's nothing else you can see in this room, and you're not really looking anywhere else because, I mean, what the F? It's a giant wall mouth.
A giant wall mouth.
Yep. As soon as any character starts saying anything out loud, the wall mouth interrupts by shrieking, "Surprise! Answer this riddle! You have to do it! S-M-H-D-W-M! What's next in line? Solve this riddle and something cool happens. If you fail, it's bad. What's your answer?" The party has one chance to collectively answer the riddle. One. If they try to leave, the characters discover that the way out is blocked by an invisible wall that can't be attacked or dispelled or anything. Describe how their faces smoosh up against it, and then laugh at them. When they're trying to figure out the answer, pretend you're a big orange mouth and smack your lips a bunch. Get all
I'm gonna
gross
see
with
if I
your
can
tongue
kill
so the
these
players
guys.
have trouble concentrating on anything else. The mouth spits out anything placed in it. If the character is stupid enough to try destroying the mouth instead of answering, any moron who attacks it gets licked for 3 shame damage. That's right, shame. There's no resistance to shame.
Apparently you missed the Borat conversation happening earlier. There is definitely resistance to shame.
I did miss the Borat conversation
Oh,
earlier.
yeah. Moving on.
Thank God, right?
Yeah.
So it says here, if any character answers correctly, the mouth smiles and magically hawks up 50 gold. If the party gets it wrong, the mouth laughs and gives them the answer in a really smarmy voice. Then every item each character has, except for their primary weapon, vanishes. Armor, clothes, inventory gear, treasure, snacks, everything. So you're just
lost.
nude. There are 2 situations where you just end up nude. Another
What's wrong
goblin
with
room.
nude?
So the big old circular room features 6 bedrolls on the floor, a bunch of dice, and some parchment scattered around. Oh yeah, and 4 goblins are here. What I really like here is, the 4 goblins are named Jerry, 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 and Jerry, each with different spellings. But then
Oh, I want to go up there.
second paragraph here says, if the adventurers are naked, most likely because of the mouth in Area 4, but for any reason, really, the goblins have disadvantage on attack rolls in the first round of combat as they giggle at the group's jiggly unmentionables.
Jiggly unmentionables.
At first glance, it might look like the goblins were gambling, but a successful intelligence investigation check made to poke through the dice and parchments revealed they were actually playing Goblins and Gizzards, or G&G, their favorite tabletop role-playing game, written in Goblin. Goblins and Gizzards is way better than D&D.
Oh, amen. Have you not ever played Goblins and Gizzards?
Man, I love Goblins and Gizzards. I love how in a room that's later on, and it talks about two goblins are arguing over top of the body of a third dead goblin. And it's like, investigation option. So your players are a bunch of spongy spine Jerrys who want to play fantasy Sherlock Holmes instead of attacking? Fine. Let them try to interrogate the goblin, and it just goes through. And then there's the murder option. Much better. Who cares who killed the goblins? They're all little monsters. Get rid of them. Jeez, I hate goblins.
Amen. I hate goblins. I pressed the button. Thunk. She's dead.
Well, you didn't press it in time.
Right? And I bet you I go all the way back to the beginning. No, I get to go to the checkpoint. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. It's a climbing wall first. You got to climb the wall first, and then you can clip onto it.
Oh, I was like, I think you're hugging that rock, and that
So
hugging
watch,
the rock
watch.
is what you're doing wrong.
Third time's a charm, baby. Third time's a charm.
Yeah,
Well,
you kinda
guys.
missed that. What are you trying to do?
Suddenly the tumbleweeds kick into the room.
I thought you were going to try to make it.
Oh, I did.
I'm waiting for this jump. I'm like anticipating this big.
Oh, he said he's already made the jump.
Yeah, I did.
No, from here. There you go. Whoa.
Ah. I hate it when games do that. Oh, you thought that was a ledge you could grab onto. Psych!
This is really reminding me of Drake's, like Uncharted here.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, these guys pioneered. These guys led the way for Drake.
Yeah.
We're
So
talking
this isn't based
square
on Drake.
games.
Drake is based on this.
Yes.
No, on Lara Croft.
No, I thought it was closer. Come on. Here we go.
Here I go again on my own.
White Snake.
Going down the only rope I've ever thrown.
Nice. Did you just slap that thing in the forehead?
Yeah.
I touched it.
A depiction of what's it called?
So I could go this way as well, or I could go this way. Watch
Can't
this.
tell Lapo.
I'm gonna call him Steve.
Steve. Bob.
If I don't know how to pronounce your name, you're not Steve.
So I could have gone either way.
Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, your name's not Steve. I don't care. Well, it looks like this is the right way to go, so I would have gone the other way. Wait, weren't you just here? See, whenever a game says, this is the way to go right to... Oh, uh-oh.
Oh wow.
This is how you reset it.
You really love that rock, eh? Like,
This is
you're
how you
always
reset
hugging
it.
it.
This is how you reset it to the. There, I'm back where I want to go, so I can explore the other direction.
See, whenever a game says, go right, I always go left. Because there must be something left that you don't want me to see.
Yeah, you're gonna
And
have
that's
to-
how you find secrets.
Those rapids down there look so amazing. I mean, just crafting this whole little valley area would be a thrill.
Crypt discovered.
Can you go down and have a look at those rapids for a second? That water.
I can jump in.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd be dead.
You just died.
Most likely. But I discovered this crypt.
Is
My
it-
phone?
It's like sporidium.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? Cryptosporidium?
Cryptosporidium?
In the water. You just go and knock stuff over and away you go, eh? It's just like the...
So we're probably gonna have to close the feed down. I gotta head out shortly.
So, and we got to do other stuff. So we should say thanks for everybody who tuned in today.
Yeah. And
Right
thanks
here.
for Grovian SG there for jumping on and subscribing to our Twitch channel.
Right on. Hey, for Kelly and Dareth, that is Kelly at Kelly Arrows and at Nariel the True. I am at JMan Weird, and we are Take20 D&D.
So this was just casual conversation this morning. This happens every Saturday morning at 9. But the first TTRPG happens this Thursday, January the 9th, 6:30 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So be there for our little D&D game. Watch for posts on social media through the week.
Yeah, and everything's powered by Alchemy Interactive's Sact.ca. Check it out. About a sword-wielding, magic-popping, awesome warrior pillow who comes to life to save the world.
That was a great description.
Check it out at Sact.ca.
Thanks, everybody.
Talk to you again. Now it won't let me. Now it won't let me.
It's like, you know what,
Nah.
you're going to stream whether you like it or not.
Yeah, now we're just online forever.
This is how you fix that, folks.
Goodbye, everybody.